Hey, what's up, guys? Quick disclaimer, this is a 21-year-old and up channel, so if you're not 21 years or older, please leave the channel now. Appreciate it. We are coming in on day 35 of flower. The plants look like shit, but the flower smells amazing, I have to say. It is quite smelly in here. The leaf structure and the plants themselves just look horrendous. And there's not a whole lot we can do about it. It's been, I haven't seen the sun outside in, I don't know, 5 days. It's been dreary, raining, high humidity, 100% humidity outside. It's been a struggle to keep the humidity down in here. Almost impossible. It stays around 70. It's 68 right now, which isn't too bad but I would like to lower my temps down a little bit down, but I can't. I've got to hang around, 80 to 83. I'd like to be around 78 with the humidity down to about 65. But that's impossible right now. But the flowers, they're stacking and they are smelling. I smelled it this morning. Some dirt. Yeah, they got a funk to them. This is what is this? This is a raspberry deadhead from Luna Whitcomb. And the flowers look great. It's just the plant itself, when you look at it, looks like shit. But we crashed the system. It's been 12, 13, almost 2 weeks. I believe tomorrow will be 2 weeks since I started noticing the crash, since we did a complete change. It's only been a day since we added non-sulfur purple non-sulfur bacteria. It's been about a week since we did the lab. So the lab started us off. Purple non-sulfur bacteria came in yesterday, but just very little. So we're gonna probably wait like 5 days and then add some more. There's a shrimp right there, hanging up in. You can see the algae though. You can see some algae growth. And that's what we were missing. That we kicked that red light on, and all of our cyanobacteria, all of our oxygen producing bacteria just got crushed. I cooked it. And the reason I know, it was really easy to see for me. I know it might not be for, people at home, but it was very easy for me to see the start of it. Because when I hit that red light, I started to notice the change in the algae immediately. I just didn't put two and two together. I let it go too long, too strong, and the red on that deep red coming from the LEDs. I removed too much of that cool white. So what I mean by, I just reduced the intensity, so the red overpowered and just cooked. And the plants may have, pushed some terpenes from it. There's no doubt that, the terps on this Orangeline are insane. A lot of that's genetics, but I know, we crushed it with that light early. Which a lot of people only do it, towards the end of flower to push terpenes at maybe 10, 15 minutes at the end of the day. Hit them with that far red, deep red, and then turn it off. And then hit them again the next day for a little bit. Well, I was going all day. And I just, it was my mistake. And I cooked everything. And that's how I know what happened. That started the chain reaction of the crash. So what I had built up over the past, year and a half, year and 5 months, I basically crushed it all in like a week. And we just got to rebuild now. So all we got to do is we did a water change. We came in and added fresh sand, silt, and clay around the edges of the creek for the worms to start aerating. You can see that all of this, just a couple days ago, was all that color. But you can see the green. See that green? That's algae. That green is that cyanobacteria. That is what we want. Then we want the worms. See the worm casting pile? We want the worms to come up and create worm castings. That springtail right there. You see the springtail whirling around on that worm casting? He's a good decomposer. He eats fungus gnat larvae. He is an awesome dude to have in your grow. Any type of springtail, you can get them. You can buy them beneficially at My Beneficial, MI Beneficials, or Nature's Good Guys, or there's plenty of other companies out there that sell, but MI Beneficials is my go-to. I've only bought them one time. I bought like his little mix kit. He sends you like some different types. He's got all different types of springtails, exotic stuff. He's got rove beetles, so we got rove beetles, springtails. We initially inoculated them in at the beginning, about a year and a half ago now, and we haven't had to do anything since. They just completely populate the entire garden. And that was kind of the whole purpose, of building this system, really. Because in my head, I was like, I used to love to play SimCity. And if you know what I'm talking about, SimCity was a video game that you had to build a city from scratch. And I loved that game. That in my head was what we were doing in this. So I wanted to build what My Beneficials, Mark over there and Marco and all them, they call it an amusement park. Kevin over at OK Calix, who's doing the Angeline, calls this the amusement park. And basically that's kind of what it is. It's an amusement park, but more or less it's a city for microorganisms and biology, mainly, all types of biology, including myself. Because biology is just life, but we talk about soil biology and we talk about the critters, what I call critters, which is the springtails and the rove beetles and all the way down until you get into the soil food web. This is the soil food web. That's what I'm talking about. It's the poop loop, the shit loop. It's pretty basic, but it's so complex, which is what I love about it. Because you can do this very simply, or I say simply, but it's not that simple to build. But once you build it, it's basically built, it's done, and now it's just all about maintaining and learning from what you can do and what you can't do with these new LEDs, especially these over here. But these are completely different diode system than these over here. You can see. Over here, you don't see as much, you don't see really any green hardly. And that's just because, it's there, but we can't see it. But let me show you what these new ones look like. Can you see that? Can you see the green? Now this is just cool white, remember? But if I turned off those orange ones, or the warm white, and just had those cool blues running, that's the cool blue over here. Look at, you can see the green, you can see the blue, you can see it's totally different. It puts off a totally different white spectrum. It's a really cool white. When it says cool white, it is just like a minty almost, you know what I mean? It's got that minty look. I'm super excited about it. I haven't even added in any reds yet. I don't even know what those are. Y'all want to do that now? Let's do that now. Let's add in some red. See what it looks like. If I can do this, will it reach? Yeah. Move this over here. Alright, let's see here. Power. Mode. Here are our channels. I've got cool white all the way up. Let's see, let's add foam. 60% warm white. We gotta turn it up. Woo! She bright. Holy shit, let me turn that down. And sunglasses in this bitch. That's only 36%. No way we can drop it and go down to 30. That's better. Okay. That's the cool, warm white added. Just so right now this is what we're at right here, over here on the old versus the new. You can see how much cooler it is. Like it's just a more of a greenish blue. You can really see it too. It's bright. No, that's not the same intent. Over there I'm at like 25% and 40, and so I'm at 140 is the difference. Let me add in the red. It's probably gonna turn on. Oh, there it goes. Okay, yeah, you can see the red. Can't really see the red and difference in brightness, but it's there. And then we add in the deep red. Oh yeah, I saw it. She went deep. Oh, I see the little ones in the middle there. See the little ones in the middle? That's the deep red. It's a good looking light. We don't need all this right now. Pushing 395 watts now. I did do some research on that. That would be per light on this setup. Just turn that off. Whoop. Off. Off. Boom. Boom. Whoop. And you turn this down if you want. Turn this way at 20 is fine. Don't even need it on right now. Right now I'm just setting it up here. We're gonna fix all this when we get all this out of here. We've got our concrete set. She's ready for a little bit of muriatic acid. So we're just gonna etch it a little bit with some muriatic acid. And that just gets that rough edge off kinda, and that's gonna give, you know what? Probably should just take a vacuum cleaner to it instead of etching it. And let that pond shield really set up in those grooves, you know what I'm saying? Give it that rough edge for that pond shield to set. Maybe that pond shield won't run down as bad. See, that's what etching does. We gets all that chalk off of it. Maybe we could just run some, maybe just a little bit of etching is all we need. Definitely need to get some moisture in here. What I mean by that is just like a wet rag, knock that dust down. We got flowers in here, so that's why we need to get the pond shield on as quick as possible. It eliminates all that dust. So what we'll be doing is basically getting rid, I'm going to be replacing my door. I'm going to be getting rid of all this. All of this is gone. We're going to set up a table right there, over there where the fan and stuff is. We can place the fan on the table. We'll have all this to set our stuff on. But that'll open up all of this. Like I said, I'm going to be replacing that door with a brand new door. We're going to be probably getting that wood off the wall, covering that window completely with, it's covered now, but we're just going to get the white, cover it with white plastic, make it look decent. We're going to fix the back off and take that off. And we'll be pond shielding up today. And we'll be adding in the APSU soil. So I've got two different types. I've got his living soil, which right now you can get, you got to pick it up in store though. If you're in Virginia, his store locations you can find on the scanner code there. If you want to pause and just take a picture of that. But it's apsusoil.com. apsusoil.com. Right now in store you can get for Memorial Day you can get 4 bags for $100 of the living soil. But on his website he does have free shipping on just about everything. He can't do free shipping on a couple of different things just because it's too expensive to ship. But the best thing that we can do really is to, if you are interested in getting his soil, is contact your local distributor, like your grow shop. If your grow shop doesn't have or offer APSU, you can get them to order it for you. They can get it much cheaper shipped. When you ship by pallet, and then you just go there and buy it from the grow shop. That's what we're trying to do. There is no discount code or anything. I'm not offering a discount code on his soil. He is sponsoring the grow, so he's our first sponsor, and we're gonna do him proud because I know his soil is the shit. He's got all different types of stuff going on. He makes soils for just about all different types of plants. You name it. He got soil for reptile enclosures. He's got soil for spiders, like I said, reptiles. He's got soil for aquatic plants, like for bugs, for deserts, for rainforests. I mean, you name it. His living soil, go back here, I'll show you his that's his living soil. His living soil is great for, that's what we're gonna use super soil at the bottom and then living soil at the top. But his super soil is back there. I don't want to unplug my APSU super soil. Super soil is specifically for cannabis. But if you don't need, if you want to grow vegetables or flowers or anything, I'm telling you guys, this stuff right here is done primo. The cationic exchange value in the soil is insane. And what that does is going to allow nutrient uptake. So nutrient uptake is what we want. Look at this thing going crazy. We took the plastic pot off of this. We decided we're just gonna, it's doing so good right here, we're just gonna let it do its thing here. We might put us up a little, like a little bamboo pole, but for the most part, I'm thinking I want to just let this run right up that rock wall. That's what I'm thinking. So we can, once we get different things set up, these wires, this cord, and these wires, they're going up and we're going to hang down. So we're going to have something hanging from the ceiling for these lights. We've got our D-Hue set up. Let me show you what we're going to do with D-Hue. I think I figured it out yesterday. I just sat there and said I wasn't gonna, I didn't want to go back there, but we're gonna unplug anyway. It's the ADHD in me. So here's the drain hole. So we just take a water hose and we stick it up in there and we connect it to the drain hole if we can. Pretty damn, or we just take it, we get us a, it feels like it's maybe 3/4 inch piece of tubing. Slide it up on there. And what we're going to do is run a hose out here and run it into the back wall. So the back wall is going to be right here. So all I got to do is take a drill and drill through the concrete. Get me a big enough hole to stick the hose right there. And that will drain D-Hue from the back. We're gonna do it from right here. Stick that hose in right there, and it'll be dripping in back behind the waterfall, dripping in D-Hue water. And you won't be able to see it really at all because of the waterfall. So we filled in this hole. That's kind of why we need to etch this, get this cleaned up. But this was flowing. It had a hole back behind here and it was back flowing. So it was falling over, coming down here and going over and back flowing back up into there and then getting down into there and leaking. There was a leak somewhere in there. I couldn't find it. So there's only one thing to do. Seal the whole thing. So now instead of water going down in there, it's going to hit here and splash more. So what we're going to probably end up doing is placing another rock here and here. Got right here and right here. Cement it in and get that lip out here a little bit more. And cement it in and get it to where it'll hit here and splash onto the wall and then continue on instead of splashing so much over into here. We were getting a little bit of splash anyway. Now I know we're going to get splash. So that's what we're going to do with that. We didn't have to do the patchwork, but we did anyway. But the biggest hole was right there. Sealed all that up. We'll pond shield that. Some bitch leaks again. So it must have been meant to leak. Then we'll have to do it again anyway, because we can't have the pond leaking. But if you don't get her smoothed out, this is what happens when you're dealing with rock and concrete. If you don't get that smooth, as smooth as possible, you get cracks. So this just has to be as smooth as possible. And what I learned is that you're going to have to, when we stack rocks, you're going to have to do the initial concrete, boom, 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 Let that sit, and then come back, do another layer of concrete. Pretty much let that sit, and then come back again and do a smoothing layer. So basically, triple layer. It dries pretty quick when you do it thin, but can't be too thin because it gets cracks. And then the Pond Shield won't seal the cracks because it's too big of a crack. And Pond Shield does warn you. Any type of epoxy like that, especially when you're dealing with a hills where it runs down, you know, Pond Shield doesn't get up in, even though you're splapping it up in there, it's liquid, so it's going to drip down from the top and create a gap at the top. And that's what happens. Unless you stick something in the hole or fill the hole with concrete, get it smoothed out, then hit the Pond Shield, you're good to go. So, live and learn. Alright, I appreciate everybody hanging out this morning. Went a little long, but, you know, getting close over here to turning her on full blast, non-stop. Growing some food. With that being said, I hope everybody has a good cookout today for Memorial Day. Hope everybody enjoys themselves, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.